Hey guys, when it comes to shading leather, there's lots of different options with tools. You can use your pair shaders, your thumbprints. There's as many different options out there within just those two tools, but it comes down to what's the overall goal. So when we're shading, we want to add depth to the tooling. The idea is to add that depth without leaving a distinct tool impression. So I'm going to show you in this video how I use a thumbprint. It's what I prefer to shade with on most of my tooling. It's a vertical line thumbprint from Barry King. The one we'll be talking about in here is a number 2. And this video clip is part of the Leather Life classroom, and I'll tell you about that in a minute on what that is. But let's head over to the bench and start doing this shading.
For shading, let's start down here at the snap end of our belt. And I'm going to be using my vertical line thumbprint from Barry King. This is a number 2, so it's the larger one that I have. That's going to fit really well on this pattern. I'm going to I'll kind of swap back and forth with which end that I'm using, but I'll start by using that smaller end on it. Now this tool, I'm always going to be tipping this. I'm watching for that little highlighted ridge right there on the edge that we're creating. Can work that tool back and forth to smooth it off, make sure we're not getting too choppy with it. But I turn and rock that tool to kind of soften the edges so I don't have just a hard tool mark. I don't want to just hit that down and leave a hard tool mark out there on the end. And I want to kind of run that all the way along, similar to my bevel. I'm hitting down and just barely moving that as it's going. Okay, and I want to, if something's tucking under another piece, I want that shading to run all the way up to there so it really adds that depth to it. Kind of lighten off, fade that into the middle so it almost creates that extra ridge in the center of that vine there.
Hey, I hope you guys are finding value out of this and you can use some of these tips and tricks in your tooling. But I want to tell you a little bit more. If you like this detailed instruction with this camera angle, a lot of what we're doing here, we run through this entire project in the Leather Life classroom. And the Leather Life classroom is a subscription-based class. It's an online classroom platform where you get a new project each month. When we go start to finish, you get the pattern downloads and we go videos all the way through your finished product, any dye work, construction work, and all that. So if you're enjoying this and want to see a little bit more of it or walk through this whole project, go ahead and check out in the description. There's a link and there's more information, a chance to sign up for a free trial in there. But love to have you in that. And with a current subscription, you're able to get all the past classes as well. So there's lots to check out in there. And I hope that all these tips we're talking about, and as we move on here, that this can really help elevate your tooling as well. So appreciate you guys taking time. We'll head back over and finish this piece.
Now on the inside of these swirls, that's tucking down underneath there. So I want to get that shading right down in along there. If you're actually using a pair shader rather than a thumbprint, it would fit in there really nice. Okay. Now just on the inside of this swirl, I'm gonna kind of lightly tap and work just a little bit of a shadow in here. Help create a little dimension. It's not much, it's not super heavy, but it creates just enough there. We can come back later with a veiner and kind of touch that up, but that gives a little something to it. All right, I'm gonna slide this belt down. Get down here to the billet end. We'll keep working this shading the same way. Remembering to really tip that tool, fade it out, help that look as natural as we can get.